Dito po ka. Okay.
Okay, so good evening everyone. Welcome back to our channel Australia Online Talk Show. I think. Yeah. Give applause.
And this is special tonight because this is the first time we're doing this in English.
Yes, we've been doing this program for about 5 days, 5 or 6 days, or perhaps a week, and today we're going to have a special talk show delivered in English.
Yeah.
Only for you. And why? Because today we're going to be talking about anime adventure in Japan.
Yeah, we're trying to aim for a wider audience. So if you are an English-speaking person, or you're living in an English-speaking country, then please do tune in with us. If you don't, well, that's okay. As long as you understand English, I guess it's okay. You can join us. Don't forget to comment, and ask anything about it. Okay?
Yes, although we are Indonesian and mostly we are going to visit Japan from Indonesia, but we're going to be talking about one common thing, and that is how to make your way to Japan and how to travel to Japan. Okay, now first of all, I have a question for people in Indonesia. So what kind of paperwork we have to prepare before going to Japan?
Okay, so if you're an Indonesian, right now there are some programs allowed by the government of Japan where you can have visa on arrival.
Yes.
All you have to do is own an e-passport, and then there are several other regulations that you have to do. But let's talk about the basic here.
Yes.
First thing first, if you are planning to visit Japan other than passport and plane tickets, you have to take care of a visa. Right, visa in Japan, you have to go to Jakarta, I think, in the embassy of Japan, and after that you have to fill in the form. Don't forget to always include your picture. I think it's the size is a bit weird.
What kind of size? What size?
So regularly we have 4 by 6 or 3 by 4.
Yes.
Right now in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, the size is somewhat weird, so it's like 5 by 7 if I'm not mistaken.
So it's not a common size we find in Indonesia.
It's not. So because of that purpose, I had to do photo over. I have to take photo once again for the visa. So last time I did it by using a white wall and then have someone professionally took photo of me. And
so you did it by yourself?
Yeah, I asked my friend to take that photo for me, using a proper camera, and well, that was it. And don't forget, you have to include your itinerary. So here's the thing: if you have no idea, if you have nothing to do or nothing to plan before you go to Japan, at least create a plan. At least create like a schedule.
Make a list.
Yeah, make a list. Yeah. Places you are going to visit, write down the address, write down the name. If you already book a hotel, write down the hotel address. If you already booked and you paid for the hotel, ask for the receipt.
Yes.
They usually have that online receipt, so you can include that in all the paper documents that you are going to submit to the embassy of Japan. They will need that, and then they also need to guarantee that you are going back home to Indonesia again and not staying in Japan as some kind of
as a hobo.
Yeah,
as a hobo.
As a hobo or illegal immigrants there. You will need a guarantor. Now, usually the guarantor is someone, someone of your work, like your boss probably.
My boss in Indonesia.
Your boss in Indonesia. Can also like someone from if you're a student, someone from your university, your college student, someone from your school. Basically, that letter just to what do you call it? Just to inform that yes, you are going back home again to Indonesia, and you are not going to overstay your visit in Japan. It is also very important that you keep all of these documents in one folder. So when you submit it, you don't have to find this in other folder, etc. So have that all neatly packed in one folder. What also important other than that letter of guarantor is your bank photocopy of your bank activity.
Bank. Okay.
Now, a lot of people say that you need a lot of money, in your bank savings.
So like 20 million rupiah.
Yeah,
in Indonesia.
they say 25 million rupiah, like 2,500 US dollar, 300 US dollar, etc. People always say that, but I think they're kind of missing the point here. It does important that you have more than 10 million
As a guarantee
as
that
a
you can go
guarantee
back.
that you are going back in Indonesia. But the most thing that the embassy is looking at, it's actually it's the what do you call it? It's transaction. So by printing your bank activity or your banking account, they can see that you have this healthy, not wealthy. You have this healthy transaction.
Yeah, it's like regular transactions that
Yes.
amount to a certain kind of money.
Exactly.
So
you-
it's not like 20 million something
no
that
no.
kind of money suddenly exists in
Yeah,
your account.
that would be suspicious.
Yes.
Like they ask you for the bank printouts, and then it shows like suddenly you have 25 million here
Without any
without anything,
prior
right, suddenly,
transactions.
and no prior transactions, and no transactions afterwards. That's suspicious. So even if it's like only 4 million a month, but then you spend it, and then another 4 million comes, that's okay. That's what they need. You have a healthy bank transactions, and you have the. That's what you have to include. Also, what's interesting is if you have someone that lives in Japan and you know that person, and you are planning to stay in that person's house, you might want to ask for a letter of guarantee.
what kind of letter of guarantee?
So that person would have to write a letter,
Mhm.
and that letter basically informs the embassy that you are going to stay at that person's house for
Okay.
this period of time, and this is the address and stuff. And this person will be in, not in charge, will be responsible for your well-being during your stay in Japan.
Wow, that's a lot of things to do.
Well, you can
It's
also
lovely.
not do this if you are, going to stay in a hotel or in a homestay or in a public, what do you call it, public accommodation place. But if you are planning to do so, then please do so. However, what I did last time was not like that. Because I stayed in a hotel, so all I did was just include the hotel receipt, the booking proof, and etc., and then send it to the embassy. While in fact, I stayed in the hotel only for like 2 days, and the rest I stayed with friends. But
Yeah,
I
but
don't have to include it.
administratively you have fulfilled your
Exactly.
obligation.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I paid the hotel in full, so I actually kind of lost my money because we already booked the hotel. But staying in your friend's house, man, come on, it's really worth it.
That's like original, authentic Japanese experience.
Yeah. You get to stay.
Japanese experience.
Exactly, you get to stay in Japanese house. You get to experience the breakfast. You get to experience the dinner, the family life.
Japanese hospitality.
Japanese hospitality. You sleep on a futon, not in like a hotel bed. It's just amazing. What's also nice is that they have this Japanese bed that you see all the time in anime.
Yeah, like the
Right?
Japanese, they store in the wall. Something.
Yeah. All of that. They got this bathtub. They got this Japanese shower, and it's just amazing. Things that you imagine only from that ecchi scenes in anime, it actually comes true. But
Okay.
it's just you.
Except the scene itself.
Except the scene and the girl in it, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's probably just you and imagining, that. I know one of guy here will love that.
Okay, that's actually a lot of things to do, but in order to have safe trip in Japan, I think that all of them are
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah, and Japan itself is also very safe. I have this habit every time I visit a country that I would walk out at night just to test how safe a country is. I know it's looking for problem. I know it's probably stupid, but
But
I mean,
Japanese is known for its safe environment.
Japan is actually known for its safe
No one's
environment.
gonna mock you. in the middle of the night.
No, that actually happened to me. I was in Osaka. I
You
was
get
in
mocked?
I
You get mocked?
Well, not exactly in mocked. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you that story. I was in Tokyo. That was in Asakusa Central, and so it's very touristy place. It has a lot of cafes, it has a lot of restaurants, and a lot of bars. especially when it's near the station. I was walking at 1 o'clock, no, almost 2 o'clock at night.
Yes.
And when I passed by a bar, there was this drunk Japanese guy came to me. And
Oh, I think I have to listen to this one. Okay, carry on. This is gonna be funny.
He hugged me and he asked me for money. He said that, he mentioned in Japanese that let's go and have some drink together, but you're paying. That's the word, something like that, right? So that means that I have to buy him drink.
Yes.
But so I quickly pretend that I don't speak Japanese, and I try to look him as puzzled as I can, and then I say this in English.
Okay.
In English, I say this in English. I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese. I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese. And this guy immediately he let go of his hand from me, and then he bowed and he said, I'm sorry, no problem, cool, yeah, no problem, okay. And then he shook my hand, and then he asked me for forgiveness, and then he said, Japan cool, okay, Japan, okay, no problem, okay, and then he just laughed.
Wow.
As if like he's afraid that I'm going
Even
to report.
as a drunk guy, Japanese can still be polite to you.
Yeah.
So you just say that this kind of politeness is in the top of their mind.
Exactly, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I might be mistaken. This guy's probably
It's deep within their conscious.
Exactly. This guy's probably trying to be friendly and funny, but it's just that because it's in Tokyo, man.
Okay.
It's in Tokyo, and it's my first night in Tokyo. So I was actually shocked, but I will not forget his response after I say that. He bowed, and then he asked for forgiveness, and then he just left. This guy, even though he was mad drunk, he's still sober enough
Wow.
to say I'm sorry, and like no more problem from
He
here.
wasn't sober enough to say sorry. He
No,
is
he wasn't.
drunk, but he was still holding to his value as
Yeah.
a Japanese.
Yeah. Well,
That's
that's
amazing.
a good thing. Okay. We're also taking questions here, Mr. Jojo. So
Oh, we have a questions already.
Yeah. Can you read me the first one, please?
Okay, before we go to this question, I have a question to Mas Gabi because
Okay.
I want to go to Japan myself.
Hmm.
Okay, so speaking of culture,
Right.
so what kind of key or substantial culture about Japan we have to know before going to Japan?
Okay. Well, first thing first.
Uh,
Japanese people is. I always say this, and people always agree with me when I say this. They're just like a very conservative Japanese people. If you're Indonesian, yeah.
yes.
They're very polite. They are very grounded. They will not say something directly to you,
Okay.
and by that means
Mhm.
you have to make a lot of guessing, and you will also have to do the same.
Like we do in Jogja.
Like you do. You have to.
Like
you,
we do in Jogja.
you do have to. You do have to be super polite.
Super polite, I know.
Okay. If you're calling someone's name, use honorific san. Yeah. Never call someone by chan. Okay.
We use anata instead of
Yeah.
omae.
Use another. We never use omae.
Okay.
Always use or tene.
No,
Always call.
no, we don't go that far. Okay.
Always call for anata or name.
Me.
So for example, if I say, do you like coffee? I don't say like, do you like coffee? But I will call your name. So for
Juju-san
example,
ga
do
Juju-san wa
yeah, Juju-san wa coffee.
kofi ga suki desu ka?
So I will use that name, and it's actually better because sometimes they will be like, huh? Who are you asking for, me or her? So if you pronounce the name, and they will also pronounce the name, and it's in Japanese way.
Yes.
For them, pronouncing someone else's name is not only clarifying the communication, it is also a form of honoring the person himself. So yeah, always try to call person by their name.
And how do we keep our manner when we are using public stuff or public transportation?
Here's the most interesting thing. I did
Ah.
one very bad thing when I was in Japan. I was on a bus. I was very tired.
Yes.
I slept. Right?
You slept on the bus.
I slept on the bus, and it was like just like a short bus trip, right? But I slept, and then I snored.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's
That's
a bad
one
thing,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
I was very ashamed of myself. I was like, I should not do that again. Probably next time, if I'm on a bus, I should probably just, open mobile phone or something like that. It is permissible if you're on the phone and then you look at, if you're on the train, you can look at your mobile phone. It's okay, as long as you don't make a phone call.
Oh, okay.
And it is also
Because that's obnoxious if you are making a call.
Yes, I don't think that you're actually allowed to make a phone call in the subway. So if someone calls you, just immediately go for silent or close it, and then just say like, I'm on the subway, just text. It's okay, it's fine if it's texting, yeah. That's on the subway. You're also not allowed to eat or drink anything. Yeah. Well, it's not actually written there. But the thing is, when you eat something and you drink something on the subway, the smell will probably get anywhere.
So it's a norm we have to observe.
Yes, and then you have to always say sorry all the time.
Yeah,
Just like
bowing your head.
Yeah, bowing your head. Yeah. The older people in Japan, especially the females, like the oba-chan, they are very friendly.
Oh,
They will
really?
sometimes stop you and ask you, where are you from? Why do you speak very good Japanese? And then I was like, I'm from Indonesia, and she will be like, oh, Indonesia, yeah. Oh, Sukarno, they
No,
they
know
know
Sukarno.
Sukarno, yeah. Because Madam Dewi Sukarno is a big celebrity
yes.
figure in
That's
Japan,
right.
yeah. And she's famous in Japan because she was the former wife of President Sukarno. And President Sukarno is kind of like believe me, this person, it's kind of like the typical male the Japanese girl will go after.
Okay.
He's good looking, he's charming, they say that he knows how to treat women.
He is obedient.
And Dewi is Ibu Dewi was also obedient, but she's also very strong celebrity. I mean, like someone with very strong authority and charisma in Japan, yeah.
Yes.
And Sukarno himself in Japan was very famous for being exactly that, also being very charismatic and also very how can I say? He has this certain charm to the Japanese women.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. When we talk about matter, it's somewhat different when you are in Japan, in Tokyo, and in Osaka. Because I was in Tokyo for half of my trip, and then the rest I finished it in Kansai region in Osaka. Hella different.
Very different.
Very different. In Kansai, the people are more laid back, more relaxed. They will talk to you out of nowhere. I was eating ice
So
cream.
it's like comparing the people in Yogyakarta and people in Jakarta, I think.
I will call Osaka people like Surabaya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just shock at you right away.
Oh,
and,
okay,
and,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And they always joke around, right? And they're also very kind. Well, as in Tokyo is more strict, more what do you call it? Well, they're also kind, yeah.
People are rushing Tokyo.
Yes, and everything. But in Osaka, more relaxed. Take your time and everything. What I like was like when I was eating ice cream, someone would come to me in Osaka and like, hey, it's a nice day, yeah. Do you like the ice cream? Yeah. How was it and everything? This guy doesn't even ask like, how is Japan? He kind of know that we definitely know that we're foreigners, but he just go right away and
Asking
interviewing us in
specific
Japanese.
questions.
Yeah, asking specific questions in Japanese, and once we know that we can answer that question, then he just goes right away. And it was nice, and this guy just like leave us with, okay, have a nice day everyone, I'll see you again. Just like that.
Okay. Okay, one more thing. So,
Okay.
do we actually have to know Japanese before going to Japan?
It is very handy if you know Japanese.
Like
yeah.
basic Japanese.
Basic Japanese. But even if you don't, here's the thing. Japan is now preparing for the 2020 Olympics.
And that's next year.
That's next year. And because of that, they have put English signs next to or under every Japanese sign. Every Japanese sign. So whenever you go, you're in the toilet, you're in the street, you're in the road, everywhere, you will always have this English translation or English writing.
Yeah, that's maybe common in big cities. But what about in smaller cities?
Even in smaller cities.
Oh, okay.
Even in smaller cities. And I will also add, this goes as far as even like the remote area in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Like you heard Akihabara,
Yes.
right? That's like in the center of Tokyo, right? That's like,
Yes, that's right.
well, not exactly, but that's like big name in Tokyo. Everywhere there, you can see English writing. It's all written in English, like sale, this is discount, and then sale, free shipping, everything. That's in Akihabara. And then you go out of the town, you visit completely different place. You visit like in Wakayama,
Gifu,
or in
something?
Gifu,
Or Gifu.
or like in the, here's the thing, or in the peak of Mount Fuji.
Really?
Yeah, you can see everything. In the village, that there's not even a single foreigner there.
Well, we have the same thing back here in Mount Merapi, though.
Yeah, like in Nurcahyo,
Yeah.
like nobody would go to this kind of village, right?
Mm.
Like this is like the village that you see in Makoto Shinkai's movie.
Yes.
They will still have that English sign there, so it's very handy. And also because of the 2020 Olympics, a lot of people in Japan are now learning English.
Ah.
They want to be prepared for that. So English lesson is a big hit now. So if you are thinking about moving to Japan to teach English, do so.
Well, the thing is, I don't speak Japanese. Well, I speak a little, but that doesn't help.
First time I was there, I was on a tour cruise, right?
Okay.
My tour leader doesn't even speak a word in Japanese.
Really?
He only speaks English. No, he only speaks English.
You see,
Even though so, we lost a trip from Tokyo to Osaka because we arrived late at the bus terminal. He still managed to get us another 11 tickets for the bus, so that's still good.
okay. Now we have questions
Okay,
on Instagram. We have two questions.
alright.
I'm sorry, I have two questions from on Instagram. The first question is from primavera.desta.
Okay, just ask right away.
Okay, what if I'm self-employed? And how should I meet the visa requirement if I'm self-employed?
Okay. Basically, if you're self-employed, it's actually even somewhat better when you are taking care of your visa, because all you have to do is just write down your business, especially if you're self-employed. Write down your business, and you can also probably include like how much your business is worth, right? Because that will be the guarantee for you to go back home to Indonesia and not stay in Japan, because you have something to do, because you have that business to run, and without you, that business will not run. So it's something very helpful, and it's actually something very important if you want to take care of yourself. So if you're self-employed, do so. Mention that you have business, you have something to do in here that you cannot leave for too long, and that's why you need to return once you finish once your visit is finished.
Okay, another question.
Cool.
Which one is better? Arranging the visa by ourselves or by using a travel agent service?
Actually, it's easier if you go to travel agent service, yeah. But all you have to do is just pay some extra money.
But you can save extra time?
Yes, and they're also going to include everything. But the thing is, with travel agent, they took care of all of that in bulk.
In what?
In bulk. So
Hey.
yeah, so like they will wait until it's 25 people already on the list, and
I
then
see.
they took care of that, right? So if you need it to be quick, you cannot really rely on the travel agent. You have to go on your own. But if you have planned it like for a long time, say for example now it's July and you're planning for November, then you can start submitting from July. So you'll have to wait probably for a month, wait until all the requirements and everything, and then the travel agent will submit it for you. That's something.
Okay, now last question.
Right.
So which one is cheaper? Regular hotel or Love Hotel?
The thing about
Seriously, man, come on. Love Hotel?
yeah, the thing about Love Hotel is that you can actually rent them by hour, right? Depending on how long you last. But I mean,
How long you stay?
but
Yeah.
but we have to stay in a regular hotel. Some regular hotels are also very cheap. When we stay there, the hotel cost was like 1,500 yen.
Normal hotel. Regular hotel.
Regular hotel, 1,500 yen. That's like 175,000 per night in Indonesian rupiah. And well, you don't get a bed, you get a futon. There are 4 futons actually in that room. It's quite spacious. You got TV, you got fridge, little fridge, but you don't have a bathroom. There is a communal bathroom in every floor. Not every floor actually. When I was there, the bathroom was only in the 8th floor.
Okay.
So you had to
For the whole building.
for the well, usually they have this. If like they have one bathroom for 4 levels.
Oh, okay.
Or something
One
like
communal bathroom.
Communal bathroom for
For
4 levels.
bed.
Yeah. But it's a big one. You can do all kind of business there. Some hotels are they also have like bath where you can, have a dip in, relax, yeah. And there's also capsule hotel, right?
Yes. For backpackers.
Yes, for backpackers. And also capsule hotel. And there's also this budget hotel where it's not exactly a capsule, but it's more like a bunk bed. Just like if you are going to like one of those dorm. Yeah, dorm. Yeah.
And you share this bunk bed
and
with,
you share with
strangers.
With strangers, yeah. So it's okay. The thing is that if you have a kid just like me, it's gonna be a bit difficult. You cannot just go to any hotel. Some hotels they have these requirements where you cannot take kids with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like capsule hotel you cannot take kids with you.
That's obvious because that kind of hotel is used by strangers, but many strangers.
Yeah, you don't want wake up at night and listening to kids crying.
Yes.
And also like this love hotel, of course you don't take kids to love hotel. Like this bunk bed hotel, they also don't allow kids to get there, right? See you guys, and then bye, and then
I pretend that I didn't listen to that.
But yeah, I mean like family hotel, they're also available, so you can always go to family hotels instead.
Okay, now let me check if we have any questions on the internet.
No.
So, we have another questions. And how do we find rare anime action figures in Japan?
But that was actually what we should talk about, right?
Yes, now let's talk about anime things.
In Japan. Okay. In Japan, you have the biggest opportunity to buy action figure anywhere. You can always find shops, action figure shops or anime shops everywhere in Japan.
So it's like buying bakpia in
It's like buying bakpia in
Jogja.
Jogja. But if you are in a big city or in a bigger city, it's actually easier to go there. Like say for example, two of the most commonly visited cities are Tokyo and Osaka.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell you first in Tokyo. In Tokyo, of course, you can always go to Akihabara. In Akihabara, there's this place called the Denden Town.
Denden Town?
Which is actually called Electric Town. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is just go from the station. There are several stations in Akihabara. You have to go across the Yodobashi Camera. Yodobashi Camera.
Yodobashi Camera?
That's the name of the shop. It's like a big mall for electronic and appliances, and it's also for photography needs. Now, in around Yodobashi Camera in Akihabara district itself, you can find some interesting spots. There is this Bel Papa, I love Bel Papa, restaurant. Yeah, food, yeah. There is the Square Enix Cafe.
Wow, that's
that
cool.
I would recommend you to visit. Yeah, it's in Yodobashi Camera Ring. And then across Yodobashi, that's the Denden Town. Once you get to the Denden Town, it's basically just all anime, cosplay, idol goods. They got idol cafe, they got maid cafe, they got anime cafe, they got everything, and it's divided into two. So if you are arriving from Yodobashi Camera, just turn right. That whole street is full with anime shops.
Speaking of idol or maid cafe, I heard that you don't always get to have pictures or video with the maid working outside the cafe. Is that true?
That is true. You're not allowed to take photos inside maid cafe, but you can take a package where a photo with a maid is included.
Oh, okay.
So they will divide the menu into like 5, right? And
5 different courses.
5 different courses, yeah. And the cheapest one, of course, you don't get photo with the maid. You just get like food and drink. And for like the medium one, you get food, you get photo with the maid, you get some merchandise, and you get a drink, right?
Right.
The price, however, when you go to a maid cafe, you have to pay for a certain price just to stay there.
I mean, just for sitting down?
Just for sitting down.
Without ordering anything?
No, you have to order something.
Okay, that's obvious. It's a restaurant.
It is a restaurant, yeah. The maid cafe that I visited was Maid Dreamin'. It's it's actually the biggest, not one of them. It's the biggest maid cafe in Akihabara. They have several branches, and I was in the central shop, and they charged me 8,000 yen an hour.
8,000 yen?
8,000 yen an hour. That's the same price with 4 regular SAF SHF.
Oh my God,
But
that's
yeah,
a lot of
8,000 an hour, at 8,000 an hour to stay there. And then after that, we still have to buy a package, which costs around like 1,200, including the photos of the maiden, etc. It's quite pricey, but I mean like if you're in Japan, that's something that you have to try at least once. It is
The
very
maid cafe.
in maid cafe, yeah. Just enjoy the experience.
Okay.
And they're really and let me tell you, you imagine that if you're in maid cafe, you just sit there and the maid are being nice and cute to you, right?
Yes.
These maid are actually very skillful
In what ways?
in surfing
In surfing?
and especially in food plating. Here's the thing: when the food arrives, right, they're going to ask you, what do you want to write on the food,
Okay.
right? Sometimes you will ask something like, I love something like I love Spider-Man or anything like. I just ask for like anything that is cute, and then she just wrote.
I like
welcome
Van
to
Gogh.
Japan.
I like Van Gogh painting.
That's alright. She just wrote this with ketchup. What do you call it? With the
It's
ketchup.
ketchup.
powder.
Yes.
Yeah. She wrote that on the rice,
Rice. Yes.
omelette rice. She wrote "Welcome to Japan," and then she drew a picture of a cat, which takes a lot of practice if you have never painted with a bottle of ketchup.
I practiced a lot with that when I was a kid.
When you were a kid, yeah.
When we were a kid, we
Yeah.
did that a lot.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would love to be in the maid cafe one day as a customer, not as a servant. Yeah.
Well, actually, I wanted to visit. I always want to visit an anime studio, which brings us to another question.
Okay.
Have you ever visited any anime studio in Japan?
I would not say it's an anime studio. It's more of a like a memorabilia. It's like it's called the Namco Museum.
Namco Museum.
In Namba. That's in
Yeah,
Osaka.
that's owned by Namco, but it's not the studio itself.
It's not the studio. No. It's not even an anime. It's for video game, right?
Yeah, right.
It's called Namco Studio, but inside that place, you will find Tekken exhibition. Yeah, so
It's Tekken, not Taken. Tekken. It's
Tekken.
Japanese, not English.
It's
Okay, carry on.
Tekken exhibition, and in Tekken exhibition you can find lots of figures and then artworks, the development artworks of this game Tekken, which was very interesting for me because I'm a big video game fan, right? And that's it. That's not far from the building where you can go and watch NMB48.
A what?
NMB number
Number 48. So it's different with AKB48?
It's
Or
the-
is it AKB48?
It's the same management.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the same management. AKB48 is in Akihabara, yeah, while NMB48 is in Namba, Osaka.
Ah, I see.
Akihabara is in Tokyo. Hello. You have guessed as usual. Okay.
I'll pretend that I didn't see that.
Do we still have anything else?
Well, okay. Let me see. That we have another question related with Love Hotel. What's wrong with you and Love Hotel? Okay. Is it true that Love Hotel costs 175,000 rupiah per night?
There are.
It depends on how long you last.
That is actually true. You can. Why should I explain this?
Because they were asking.
There are love hotels that you can
Who's asking?
hire for a night. You can also find a love hotel where you can hire by hour. Yeah. But the most important thing here is, if you can, try to find other hotel than love hotel. Because if you think about it, it's still expensive if you count it by the hour.
True.
Like if you stay
And you
for-
don't last that long actually.
if you don't stay like 24 hours, and it's best that you go to like a normal hotel, which is cost like 3 hours of long hotels, where you can stay for like a whole day. So I would suggest you go there. And one also important thing is that love hotels, they are usually in you can only find them in bigger cities, and they're usually in the heavy business district area. But for regular hotels, you can find it everywhere, and they're family friendly. So yeah, it's not dirty.
Yeah, it's not dirty.
You
But
don't wonder what's on the sheet, right?
let's have all the questions about the love hotel and let's go straight to the anime. Now, if I'm an anime enthusiast,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of anime world, and I want to experience an authentic anime experience in Japan. And how do I do that?
Okay, that is something that is very interesting. I went there and I was not expecting anything. I'm just okay. Let's go to Japan.
You
I know
just-
that. I have no expectation at all, right? I know that I love Japan. I know that I love all the pop culture from Japan, but I don't want to have that big expectation. I just come there and I arrived, and I was like, this place doesn't look like an anime setting to me, right? This is like a bustling city. This reminds me of these big cities in Europe, in Singapore, in
Right.
Australia, in America. But that experience starts to get to me when I traveled outside Tokyo. I mean, of course, in Tokyo you will find a lot of streets, a lot of alleyways that resemble those that you see in animes.
Especially in Makoto Shikai anime.
But the one in Makoto Shinkai animes,
Yes.
I felt that exactly when I was out from Tokyo. So we took that bus trip to Osaka, and we arrived there in the morning. And then a friend of us picked us up, and they don't say anything. They just like, okay, let's have a breakfast. So we had a breakfast, and then after that, they say like, where do you want to go? It's like, this is our first time. I don't know, anywhere. But okay, but here's the thing: you just have to sleep in the car, relax, and we'll take you someplace. So they took us to Nara.
Nara, okay.
Okay, they took us to Nara. Nara is the first, well, not the first. Nara is one of the old capital of Japan. Okay, other than Tokyo and Jomon.
Jomon.
Yeah. So Nara is one of the oldest capital in Japan. The thing about Nara is that you can find all these old style buildings, all this really beautiful Japanese garden. And I arrived there during the fall. See, I always pick my arrival to Four Season country in fall because that's when it's cold, when it's the most beautiful, and when the food is the best. Especially
Really?
in Japan.
It also affects the food.
It's actually affect the food, right? I was there. The garden was beautiful. It has all of these colors. It has all this red, green, some green, yellow, everything. Have you seen a momiji leaf?
Momiji.
Momiji leaf is the.
No, I know. That's the only Momiji word I know.
Maple.
Maple. Oh,
Maple
Momiji
leaf.
is maple.
Momiji is maple, yeah. They also call it
Like Canada. No.
Yeah, like Canada. They also call it kaide. And in Nara especially when it's fall, you have lots of these momiji trees, and when wind comes over, these leaves fall over you.
Wow.
That's just like,
That's surreal.
that is surreal, and that makes me feel like, wow, I'm in one of those samurai movie or samurai anime,
Where you are going to slash each other to death.
or getting slashed.
Yes.
Because the background is just that. The background is all Japanese houses. They maintain all these Japanese walls. They made from bamboos and brick stones and everything. And then there's this big, what do you call it? Buddhist temple there. That is, I think, it's still under construction. Or not construction. It's still under renovation until now. Yeah.
You don't construct that kind of building anymore.
That's where the giant brass Buddha sits there, yeah. And I really love that because the temple was built solely on wood, and the area around it is all wood and soil. So I said to my friend, and I was like, I just noticed that all the buildings here, they all have the color of tea.
Tea?
Chairo.
Chairo.
Chairo is brown.
No, the color of the tea.
Yeah, brown.
The brown.
Yeah, brown. And then he explained to me that most of the buildings here, they have all the colors from the ground, from the natural ground. So from the soil around that area. So that's why it's always brown, dark yellow, yellowish, brown, or black altogether. And that just took you all the way to this old anime feeling. You feel like you're in some old Japanese period, like Rurouni Kenshin, okay, all this samurai era, and it's just so amazing. That's Nara, and in Nara you can buy lots of traditional Japanese goods.
For example?
For example, you can buy charm.
Charm. Yeah, I see. Charm.
Okay, I mean, like if you go to Japan, you would love to bring home one of the charms. You can find that in the temple, and you can ask them to be blessed by actual Buddhist priest. That's in Nara, and then after that, we went to this place, which is unexpected for me. It's called Koyasan.
What is Koyasan?
It's actually called Mount Koya.
Mount Koya.
It's in Wakayama Prefecture, so it's in nearby prefecture. It's a city in the mountain. So we went through this mountain.
Through the
It's
mountain.
a city in the top of a mountain.
On the top of the mountain.
Yeah. So we went through this street, which was like in the jungle, in the mountain. I saw a lot of villages that looks like, in Makoto City. And again, all the waterfall, all the woods, and it was dark, it was calm. And then we arrived into this big pagoda.
Pagoda, yes.
This big pagoda temple, and it's actually the gate to Koya. And I just look around and I said, like, why there are so many Buddhist priests here? Why there are so many parks, so many, like sacred place? I asked that question and then I get this answer. Oh, because this is a spiritual place. And I was like, yeah, of course, okay. But then something struck me. I saw the sign of Toyotomi Hideyoshi's insignia, the crest.
Okay, the crest of the
Family.
Family, yeah. So I asked my friend, is this the grave of Toyotomi Hideyoshi? And he said, yes, this is actually the grave of Toyotomi Hideyoshi. And we're taking you there. How do you know Toyotomi Hideyoshi? And I was like, I studied a little bit about the Japanese Sengoku, the Japanese Civil War era.
Yeah, and I heard you also visited Oda Nobunaga's grave.
Exactly, yeah. That's when we get
It's
there.
a very uncommon choice. Come on.
That's when
This guy is visiting people's graves instead of visiting big cities.
I'm going to tell you more than that.
Okay,
So
come on,
we
carry on.
got there, and then we visited that Toyotomi Hideyoshi's mausoleum. It's not just a graveyard; it's a mausoleum. So
Okay.
it's this big Japanese style traditional houses that house the tomb,
Wow.
and they have this traditional watchtower, around that place. And I think it still functions today. There are some monks around that area. And then after that, we went to a public cemetery. It's called Koyasan, the public cemetery. And apparently it's quite international. For some reason, I don't know. But I noticed that there was a lot of people. Yeah, I heard some Portuguese speaking people there and some others. Now, in that area, they have a lot of epitaph. Epitaph.
Okay.
Like tombstone.
Tombstone. Yes.
All famous people. So we would just walk and then we talk about Sengoku. And my friend asked me, like, who's your favorite Sengoku figure? And then I said, like, oh, of course, I would say, first I named this, trying to be very natural, neutral. I said, I love Hideyoshi. Oh yeah, good, he is from there, okay. And then he asked Nobunaga, oh yeah, he is from Nobunaga. And then I said this, Nobunaga Oda. You like Nobunaga Oda? I like Nobunaga Oda.
What is it with Nobunaga Oda anyway?
Because this person, he has a lot of charm. And according to my friend, a lot of people here still consider him a figure where sometimes discipline and and a rigidness is needed in time where you need to.
In time of crisis.
In time of crisis, yeah. And what happened was, like, he said this, okay, you know what, we're going to visit Nobunaga Oda's grave. And I was like, no way. Yes. No. Yes. And then we took this.
And that happened.
And that did happen. We took this little path, and it says exactly Nobunaga Oda's grave. There's this arrow pointing there. So we went there. There was this person praying, and on top of his epitaph, there were lots of coins. So people would leave coins or gifts or anything, and then pray in front of Nobunaga Oda's tomb. I did exactly the same. I left the coin, I prayed, but then I asked for Nobunaga Oda's QR code. Thank you. I didn't really have anything to
I'm
say.
a big fan.
I was like, Nobunaga Oda, I don't know what else to say, right? And then my wife did the same, and then we were like super stoked, man. We were super stoked. And then they took us to another graveyard, which happens to be the Ieyasu Tokugawa family complex. So you can find all of the all of the house Tokugawa's what do you call it? Grave there. Yeah, mausoleums all there. His brother, his nephew, his mother, everyone was there. And we were like, wow, it's so big. And that was not the only interesting thing. When we walk out from that place, see the second place, yeah? The second place, Mr. Jojo. You are not allowed to walk with your back facing the graves.
So if you are walking past the grave, then you have to move your back
Yeah, so
to the front.
there are some grave sites where it requires you not to say anything, not to bring any light, not to bring any dog or child, and you're not allowed to have your back shown to the tomb.
Oh, now.
Means that if you walk this way, you have to exit that
Oh,
way.
we have to walk backward.
Backward. That is very interesting. And after that, we went to this more modern epitaph.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy some souvenirs there, and there there I found the graveyard of the guy who invented Yakult.
And the name is?
Professor Sirota. I don't remember the full name, but his name was Professor Sirota. Apparently, Professor Sirota is also the person who invented that bacteria inside that Yakult.
Wow.
That's why it's named after him, Sirota. Sirota strain, something like that.
Sirota.
Yeah. So that that epitaph was special because it was in the shape of a Yakult bottle.
Wow, really? It contains good bacteria.
But I don't recommend you to take that epitaph and drink something from it, right?
Of course not.
There was also the epitaph of the founder of Kubota, where his epitaph, where his tombstone was actually in the shape of
Excavator.
No. Axle. The axis
The axis
of a car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then there's this professor who actually one of the Japan's premier astronomers or something like that, or a space physician,
Physicist?
space physicist, and his tombstone is in the shape of a rocket. You can Google him, really. I don't remember the name, but in Koyasan you can Google that. You can find that epitaph that looks like the bottle of Yakult. You know the brand Boss?
Boss, yes.
Coffee,
Boss,
yeah.
Boss Coffee.
Boss Coffee, yeah. The the graveyard of the former owner of that brand was also in the shape of a Boss can. And there's a lot more. That's what in Wakayama.
So if you invented chicken katsu, then your grave would be created in the shape of chicken katsu.
I wonder if the guy who designs Godzilla, what's his epitaph going to look like? Is it going to be like Godzilla?
That big? That big?
I don't know. Man. Probably, yeah. But Wakayama is also very rich in culture. Now, this our Hanafuda card.
Oh yes, this is Hanafuda card.
Yeah, if you watch the anime Kimetsu no Yaiba, that's in the...
It's also more apparent in anime movie entitled Summer Wars by Mamoru Hosoda.
Okay, he knows better. So this Hanafuda cards, I got it from Wakayama. So you can always buy things like this, which you don't get in your home country, right? This is something very rare. You can get that in smaller shops. When I was in Japan, I don't go to big shops. I always go to smaller shops, and I find all these gems of treasure.
Oh, so this one comes straight from Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was the casing. This one, it's actually,
Oh, really?
and it's Nintendo. See, Nintendo was actually famous because they made Hanafuda card before they were a video game producer. Nintendo was
Oh, wow.
producer
So,
for
so
Hanafuda card.
you're saying that these cards were invented by Nintendo?
Yeah, it's actually the brand is actually Nintendo.
Wow.
It doesn't say here.
It says push.
Oh, there. Oh, it says open. Oh, here.
Oh, here. Nintendo.
Okay.
That's right.
So it's actually Nintendo, and Kansai region is very rich in culture. It is also known as the kitchen of Japan. Yeah?
And they say that people in countries speak differently than most people in Japan.
They actually speak the same Japanese language but with a different dialect. It's
Yes.
called Kansai Ben, which is I'm more comfortable with because it's very easy and well, not very easy, but it's more relaxed.
Informal.
Yeah? Informal, yeah. So it's really fun. In Wakayama, you can also find a lot of hot springs.
Yes.
Onsen. This is what from Wakayama. So it's a very nice, very relaxed place and very cultural place. This is actually Osaka Castle, right? Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is actually Osaka Castle, or known as Osaka-jo. And what's interesting about Osaka Castle is that inside that Osaka Castle, there's the souvenir shops. Inside the souvenir shops, they sell you this kind of things. Yeah. But
Can you tell us what is this?
these are actually called yoroi, or the samurai armor. Yeah. This is actually comes from a gacha. Okay. So inside the museum, there's this gacha shops where you can just like look, and you get this for random. I got like lots of these, like really lots. I gave them away to my friends. Yeah. So there, you can assemble them, and these are actually the legendary armor sets of Japanese
And
warlords
It says here that this property belongs to Bandai
and China.
and China. Yes,
Anyway,
of course. Why
anyway,
not?
you can get these all in Japan. But in Akihabara, again, we're talking about Tokyo. Yeah, you can also buy this. Yeah, this kind of toys. They come out in gachapon. Gachapon is everywhere in Japan.
It's a gacha machine.
It's a gacha machine. Yeah, you can also find lots of them everywhere. I was in Ueno, and there's this big shop where they got only gacha. You can find gachas from the 100 yen worth up to like the big one where it's 400 yen worth. So imagine this, figures like that, or do you have like this?
You like this one?
Yeah, some of them comes in gacha as well.
Something this big?
This kind of this size, it's very possible this one comes in gacha.
Mostly the Presto.
Mostly by Presto, yeah. What's also interesting is that if you notice, all of them are made by Bandai.
Yes.
Because Bandai, my friend, they patented the word gachapon. It's the sound that they made when you're playing the gacha machine. Roll, gacha, and then say pong. That's when the ball drops.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. So that's where the word gachapon is from.
I see.
Okay. These are some of the traditional games as well.
So this one also come from Japan?
Yes. This one is from Osaka. You can buy these in Osaka's.
What is this actually?
This is where you have to take this hammer and try to hit without.
Just like Staccato or something?
Yeah, but Japanese way, right?
Japanese way.
You have to hit it with certain order and try to prevent the others from falling, especially this Daruma face from falling. You can buy these. These are all toys. Yeah? You can buy these and kendama also in many shops in Japan. But I got this one from Osaka Museum of Living. So it's like a museum in Osaka where you are there. You will feel like you are in old town Osaka just before the bomb dropped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before the World War, actually. So these are the most interesting things that I really love about Japan. You can also, if you're lucky, you happen to, you go to a mall, they usually have this signing event. Yeah.
Can you explain it what those are?
Yeah, these are some photos of my favorite tokusatsu characters.
Jetman.
Who is he?
This guy he played in Dairanger. He played CG
Wow,
in
that's an old Tentai.
Dairanger.
That's an old Tentai.
I'm an old guy, man. And this is
I
his
don't know.
official picture with signature. This guy, I think he's very famous. He's Condor Black from Jetman.
Jetman.
Yeah, cool guy.
Don't get
That's
it.
his character. This guy, he's probably famous here too. He's the Turbo Red. Sato Kenta. He's
I know
also
this one.
the one who sings
I don't know.
the Zio Ranger song. And this is the signature of this guy.
And these photographs were signed by the actors themselves.
Sometimes you can get them. Like sometimes they have these events in the mall, and they have this kind of like. Can I see? It doesn't say anything. Sometimes you can get them in the mall, and they will have this signing events. So you can sign, or you can ask for a signature or photos, from famous celebrity. But usually they're all celebrities, so that's why I got these.
Okay. Now, if I want to visit some, let's just say that anime centers or anime museums, do you have any recommendations?
Yes, Akihabara has always been a good spot. You can find almost anything. There's one shop that I visited in Akihabara. It's called Mandarake. I think it's very famous. It has 8 stories, and each story, they have different specifications. Like I'm just going to tell you the one that I remember. Yeah, I went to the 8th story.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
In 8th story, they got all this vinyl toys.
Yes.
Like the
From like the Godzillas, like the Ultramans.
Like this one? Big fella?
Kind of like that one. That's the American version, yeah. But they call it sofubi, soft vinyl toys, and they are mostly retro toys. Sofubi. The brand, the famous brand was Bullmark.
Bullmark.
And one Bullmark is super expensive. You can get one for 1 million even.
1 million rupiah.
1 million rupiah.
Not
That's
yet,
like
obviously.
100. That's like $100 each. Those are the Sobis. The older it gets, the rarer it gets, the more expensive it is.
Wow.
The 5th level, though, that's where my wife went. That was a level dedicated for Johnny's entertainment. So
Arashi.
if you're Arashi, yeah. So if you're
It's the entertainment agency that managed Arashi?
Yeah, that manage the boy bands. Yeah. So if you go there, you'll find a lot of merchandise from boy bands, accessories, whatever, from Arashi's, Heisei Jump, even older ones like SMAP or Hikaru Genji Super 5. They still have it. Everything is there. If you're a big fan of Heisei Jump, Sexy Zone, Kids One, whatever, it's there. It's on the 5th floor. And there are also some floors where it's for American toys.
Like, for example,
I'm thinking American toys are more like Spider-Man, kind of like that, right? And there are some floors for modern toys like SHF, and then Kamen Rider figures.
right,
Yeah?
right.
And these are Mandarake. What's interesting about Mandarake is that, one, every floor they have one staff that speaks English.
Okay.
2, the price is fixed, but it is duty free.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't cost extra money.
No. And one more, if you buy it bulk, they provide shipping service to your home.
But still, we actually have to pay for
Hey, you
that.
don't have to pay. Yeah.
That's obvious.
That's obvious.
That's
but,
obvious. Come on, man.
but like it's something that is special. It is what do you call it? It is sent by the shop itself, Mandarake. And Mandarake have several shops in Akihabara. I visited the central one. In front of that building back then there was this Grand Blue Fantasy competition, I remember. And in this center area you also have the Sega building, you have the Namco building, you have lots of toys building. There are a lot of toys and toys and toys and toys. If you get in one of those shops, you will probably never come out. You'll want to buy something, but
Or you'll come out broke.
you come home broke.
You come out broke.
Or you go home the next day. But that's not only in Tokyo. We talk about this guy if you want to buy figures in Tokyo. There's also this place called Namba.
What is Namba?
Honbashi in Osaka. It's kind of like Akihabara. They also call it Denden Town.
Then down. Like
So,
the one we talked about.
Like the one we talk about, Electronic Town. So you can buy games, you can buy everything there. I didn't get to this shop when I was in Akihabara, but I get this when I was in Namba, Osaka. This one is called Animate.
Anime?
Yeah. In Animate, you can find levelings. Yeah. So the first floor is usually for manga.
Right.
You can buy all kinds of manga
And magazine.
and magazines too. And then after that, you can buy like merchandise, gashapon, and accessories.
Accessories, right.
So you can get like a dakimakura, you can get like a keychain, pins, something like that, accessories. Toys also they got that. I asked them one time, do you have Kamen Rider toys or Kamen Rider comics or Kamen Rider books? And they said, no, we don't have them. We only have these. And then they showed me the comic Kamen Rider Spirits that I already read in Indonesia. So I already read this. I have this official. And then yeah, we don't have that. So anime focuses mainly for animation,
Right.
or anime work.
Not in real life.
No, if you are looking for tokusatsu though, there is one shop not far from anime, just a bit of walk over like 2 or 3 blocks. It's called Hirogangu.
Hirogangu.
Hirogangu. It's a shop. It's very it is very what about big. It has Mazinga on the side, and it
Mazinga Z.
yeah, Mazinga Z statue on the side, and it has this Hiroshi Fujioka Sensei
Wow.
statue, 1-to-1 scale, standing in front of the shops during his typical Henshin pose.
Yes, that's right.
That's the shop. If you are a big tokusatsu fan, if you're a big tokusatsu lover, that's where you have to go. They got all the vintage toys. They got this can. They got this. Can figures. They used to have can figures.
I don't know what can figures are.
The figures are made of cans.
Oh, can. It's
Tins.
made of can. Tins. Really?
Yeah, really. And they cost like 68,000 yen back then.
What about now?
Hell, I want to know. That's like a lot of money for me even back then, like 68,000 yen, man.
You prefer to spend your money in the maid cafe, right?
No. No, not really. Not really. I spend my money all in Family Mart. My wife knows about this.
Okay.
I just buy fried chicken as many as I
And
want.
takoyaki.
And takoyakis, yeah.
Right. Food comes first.
Food comes first, especially in Osaka. And what's also nice is that not far from Hirogangu, just a bit of walk away, you will want to enter the shop if you're in Japan. Go to Jungle.
What is jungle? What's jungle?
In fact, you can also buy them online. Yeah, they have this online. Jungle specializes in second-hand action figures.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I don't have that figure with me, but I got an SHF Aka Ranger from the Go Ranger. Yeah.
I think you've shown this one to me.
Yeah, I've shown this one to you, of course. I think I've shown this one to almost everyone. It's an Aka Ranger figure, and it costs only 1,150 yen.
And that equals to how much in rupiah?
140,000 rupiah.
Wow,
That's
that's a pretty good deal.
That's cheaper than the price.
Yeah, I know. Naturally, that's a second-hand stuff.
Actually, it's lucky because
It is, yeah, that's what she said.
not
I was lucky.
always in the same price.
Not always the same price.
Yeah.
And I got like the only one, the only Aka Ranger there. It's original. It's the old SHF product, and people still call it. It's one of the hidden gem of SHF,
And you got it.
And I got it, but when I bought it, the guy asked me like, the box is a bit dented. Is that okay? I was like, who cares about the box?
Who cares about
I
the
get
box?
the figure.
You get stuff.
I got the stuff. So I got that Aka Ranger for 1,000 yen. But there are also other figures that cost like probably 1,000 or 2,000 yen, and they're all good. Like the Japanese collectors, they really take good care of their toys.
Right,
So when
right.
you repurchase them, it's basically still in mint condition. And I love that place. I love that place so much that they basically got all kinds of. They got SHF in this line. They got Figma in this line. They got vinyl. They got statues on that line. I'll guarantee you go broke after you visit the shop. But it's cool. It's also nice. You can also open their websites, and you will prove me right. Open this website. Go to SHF figure. They still have this Akiba yellow figure for around 1,000 yen. Probably someone will purchase it.
Someone, probably it's gone already.
Probably it's gone already. But yeah, do check it because the price is crazy. It's very cheap. I mean, like, that.
I heard that sometimes their prices depends on the owner of the figure.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
So
You bring your collection there,
Yes.
and then you mention how much you want this to be priced.
yeah.
Yes. But just like any other second-hand shop.
I'm guessing that my Aka Ranger, the price is slashed so low because the box is dented.
But you don't care. But you didn't care.
The box was dented. I purchased for that. The Kamen Rider Ghost that I got, the Tukon Boost, I think I've shown this to Edo, it's fine actually, and nothing is wrong. It's just that according to the owner, the grip is a bit loose.
What grip?
The hand grip.
Oh, the hand grip,
Who
right.
cares? Who cares? Brought that home.
You came all the way to Japan, you find these very rare figures, and of course you didn't care about the
No,
box.
no. That's the art of scavenging, I think. And Osaka and Akihabara is a good place to do that. In fact, here's an interesting thing. You can actually go, if you are hardy enough, and strong enough, go to the Shotengai, the small alley shopping arcades in Akihabara, where they sell things on the sidewalks. Yeah? You can even go and get figures like SHF or anything in plastic bags, not in a box, in plastic bags. Like they sell second ones, yeah, and plastic bags. Loose bag, and they cost really low
because of the lack of package.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Sometimes you can also get parts, like guns for the figure and etc. You can also buy them like they have this big basket. You just have to just have to scramble through and find one that you like, and all the same price.
Right.
That's amazing. So and when they say that shopping in Japan is expensive, that's because they don't know where to shop.
Okay.
There are also some shops in outside Akihabara where they also sell very good deal prices. I went to this shop near Asakusa. If you go from Asakusa Street, everything in Asakusa is expensive, yeah, but they're also very worthy. You can find a banner of Shinsengumi, you can find the replica of the sword of Shoji Okita.
Wow,
and
really?
Hajime Saito, you can find the sword of Toshizo Hijikata. The replica, and it costs 16,000 yen. 24,000 yen.
That's pretty good deal.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can bring that home. You can also buy the flintlock of Ryoma. Ryoma.
They made a replica of flintlock?
They made a replica of
Sakamoto Ryoma.
Ryoma Sakamoto. I can show you the picture. It's actually there. You just have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but if you were trying to bring that back to Indonesia, I don't think that thing gonna be in your house.
They're not gonna allow that. The customers are gonna take that over. So
the airport will take that for you.
Yeah. So basically, I walked through this small Shotengai shopping street, and then when we head to the temple, just turn left, and then you will find this little Broadway. I think it's called Sunset Broadway. There you will find a halal ramen shop. Next to that halal ramen shop is a small toy shop run by an old lady. And there you can find toys for really cheap price. I remember I saw, and this is back then before Marvel started re-releasing all their products. I saw an X-Men figure of Sabretooth cost only 500 yen.
Is the figure based on the movie or the comics?
It's not. It's based on the comics. It's from 1994. Still in a very good condition, fully in plastic bags with all the boxing, and it's still in very good condition, just like new. And it's only 500 yen.
Another good deal.
Does not make any sense, man. You cannot get that here anywhere else. 500 yen.
And you can get Sabretooth.
No, that's 500 yen. That's the same price of one Happy Meal in Japan. Maybe even less.
Okay.
Like one burger and one drink. That's it.
Okay, I have a question related with this
Sure.
figure.
High-end fashion
High-end,
streets.
High-end fashion street.
And if they sell figures, they usually they sell this kind of figures. Art toys, something like that. Art toys.
What is our toys?
Have you ever heard designer toys?
Yes.
Designer toys are like toys that was made by a famous artist, and it sells in like very limited amount. And I have one of them actually, made by a Korean artist, Rain Lee. I got a series of the eraser was banned from the Philippines. My sister got it from here. Thank you, sister. That's why they sell them, this kind of toys. It's a designer toys. And the price, expensive. Because they're like, probably very limited. They print only like 20, 25 of them, so that's why.
So that's rare.
That's rare, yeah, that's why. That's rare. But my recommendation is if you go to places like Akihabara, if you go to places like Namba, you can find very low prices. Lots of low prices.
Okay, so we've been talking aloud for perhaps 90 minutes already. So do we have any more questions online?
Have you ever been to like any shops in Ikebukuro? How was that?
Actually, I heard that now in Ikebukuro there are two shop, animate shop, anime store, animate store. Yeah,
the
animate.
blue color animate. Okay.
Yeah, animate the blue and white color.
Yes.
In the two locations, but in the same
Street.
not
Oh, district.
streets, same district of Ikebukuro. So the first one they are more, like cosplay accessories, but the other one they sell more like magazines, action figures, CD, and I think the animate is bigger than the one that in Akihabara.
The one in Akihabara. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Animate is actually not just anime stuff and accessories. They also have a division that sells cosplay needs.
Yes.
Cosplay niche.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's
basically,
good.
if you are a cosplayer, you need something, you can go to anime. Yeah, they got all kinds of stuff there. And in Akihabara also they have this shops, Pop if I'm not mistaken.
Pop?
It's like very tall building. I think it's called Pop probably. Again, I may be wrong. They got this floor. They got like 7 or 6 floors, and they got not only for cosplay but also for idols.
Really?
Is it like Akibazon?
I think Akibazon is near that. Akibazon is here. This is called Pop.
Okay.
There's a shop that calls Dojin, anime, cool stuff. You know that? That's in front of a police station. Yeah. Next to that, it's Pop. I think it's Pop. I'll have to Google around because I was just passing there and I was like, cosplay shop, and I was with my wife, and I cannot stop. And my son. Yeah. If I was alone,
then you would have done everything you just said.
if I was,
You would.
if I was alone, I'll go Christopher Columbus and all that place.
Sure, obviously, that's clear.
I'll explore. I'll be Indiana Jones in all his places.
Right. Okay, so do we still have questions from online, from the internet? We still have questions? Especially those
Asking
not
what
related with Love Hotel? Seriously, guys, come on. We've been talking about anime trip in here.
Yeah. Oh, what's also I might want to add something. Yeah. While in Japan, take a lot of pictures of you.
Why?
My mistake was that I took a lot of pictures of places, just because hey, this is like in the anime. But I was not there. So when people say like, Mama, where? They say like you've been to Japan. Yeah, this is the photo. No, this is just from anime. I should have taken one with myself. So,
But
yeah.
we are too absorbed with the enthusiasm.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I said. So I took photo with the Haji Cross. I took photo with the big Shibuya crossing. I took photo with the street signs that says Akihabara. I took
And
photos
foods
with
are
that.
great.
And
Foods are important.
the foods, yeah. So that's why. Yes.
A question from him?
Yeah.
Yes. We have a question from the guy who's over there. Please, come on.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can find like a rally stamp or something like that. So you go to a place, maybe starting from the airport, and you can find a spot which you can stamp your kind of passport or something like that, and then you can go to another place and doing that same again and collect all the stamps, something like that.
That's exactly right. In big cities like Osaka and Tokyo, there is this thing with many variations. Yeah, the municipal government of that city, they have this game where you can go to. They call it trail game, something like that.
Trail game?
Yeah. So you just have to follow this map, and then stop at certain spots, and then get an item from that spot. It can be
For
a
free.
stamp, it can be a picture, it can be anything. It's for free for everyone.
Right.
But when you collect them all together, you'll get a prize. Okay, now this happens especially in big cities, like I told you, right? In Akihabara, they have all kinds of these shops,
Really?
and all kinds of these games. You can find, for example, Akihabara Anime Adventure. You can also find Tokyo Anime Adventure, where you go all over Tokyo and you visit stops, yeah, and then you collect something from the top, like stamp or something, and then when you get it all, you go to a certain address and have that what do you call it, redeem, and you get a gift. Yeah, and that is also very interesting. The gift is usually one of a kind. I didn't join one of those. I was about to join one of the Osaka Siege Trail. There's this thing. It's near Osaka Castle, yeah. So it starts from outside Osaka Castle and through the river, and then ended up in the way out. No, not in the ocean. In the Osaka Town Hall. But I was too lazy and I was too, laid back. I got a lot of takoyakis to eat. I forget about it. Everywhere in Japan, the food is good.
Totally. That's why I want to go to Japan.
Yeah, and you can survive. And if you want to survive on food, you don't have to worry. They have kombini.
Yes.
Right.
What is kombini?
Kombini is convenience store, kind of like Family Mart,
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, Circle K. Yeah. All you have to do is just shop there to survive. The food is cheap. It's good. Family Mart have the best fried chicken in Japan, I think.
You're the master of fried chicken in the world. Why in Pacific Asia now?
I would love to be one, but but we'll see. But in that shop, you can buy onigiri and fried chicken, and that costs like only 300 yen, and you will be full for the day. Well, not
For a day?
For several hours. You can just always stop anywhere again. But eating in restaurant is a big no-no. It's very expensive.
It costs a lot of money.
It costs a lot of money, and although it's also very fancy and one-of-a-kind experience, but it costs a lot of money. Other than that, you can also go to like Mr. Burger. I don't know, they're not there, right?
They don't have Burger King. Come on, man. They have Burger Kings.
They have KFC.
Yes.
They got McDonald's, and they are very cheap.
So I think it's Soro Jikan desu ka?
Imo, Soro Jikan desu ka?
Soro Jikan desu ka? Is it time?
I think not yet. It's just berapa menit sih?
Really? We've been talking for about...
Hah?
1 menit 17.
Satu jam. Berapa? 1 jam 17.
1 hour and
1 hour
17
17 minutes.
Yeah, that's quite like.
Can you give a recommendation about transportation when we're traveling in Japan, maybe in Tokyo or Osaka?
Right, let's talk about transportation. So basically we are aware that Japan is known for its
public
transportation.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Get yourself a JR pass.
What is JR pass?
JR pass is a Japan Railway pass. Now, you might think that it's only for train and subways, yeah?
Right.
JR pass you can buy for a week or daily. Yeah, choose whichever one that is suits for you, and then you go with that train from JR line. Now, with Japan Railway Pass, it will save you a lot of money on transportation. All you have to do is just follow the schedule. Now, JR Pass is also available not only for train but also for buses.
Can we buy JR pass from Indonesia?
You can buy it online.
Online.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I was in Tokyo, when I was in Osaka, I took an Osaka Day Pass. It's not from JR, it's from something else. I don't bring it with me, but it's like 2,000 yen, and it covers you for like 3 days.
3 days.
So basically, you can visit everywhere in Japan with that ticket, with one single card.
But it doesn't include the transportation cost for Shinkansen.
No,
of course.
It's
but you can go anywhere around the city with that. And what's interesting is that some places, are free when you use that card.
Really?
Yes.
For example, what places?
And usually municipal buildings, like
Right.
museums, right? Of course, not the aquarium of Osaka. You have to go there. You have to buy it on your own. Some other, small museums, small, what do you call it? Place they'll provide you discounts though sometimes.
Can we find like Uber or Grab, that kind of thing in Japan?
No,
No,
they are
because they don't exist.
no, not because they don't exist, but because they are integrated with taxi.
Oh, okay. They're integrated with the taxi.
Yeah, so you don't have ride-hailing service in Japan like Grab or Uber because they're basically integrated with taxi. So the taxi in Japan, they are already working together with those ride-hailing service to provide you with more affordable taxi prices. But I would not recommend you to take taxi in Japan
Because it is very expensive.
because it's very expensive. I would encourage you to bring trekking shoes when you're in Japan because you will need a lot of walk. Crazy amount of walk. You
But that's healthy. That's good.
That is very healthy, that's very good, and sometimes you have to cover a distance. But here's the thing, Mr. Joe. You think that it's only because we're going to walk on the surface, right? On the city.
Yes.
If you know how big a train station in Japan is,
That's very big. My friend got lost for 2 hours in Tokyo, in
Central.
one of Tokyo stations.
exactly.
They are trying to find this certain route, but they ended up in another route, and they have to walk around for 2 hours until they
Exactly.
find the exact
Yeah.
route they want to go.
Yeah. Actually, there's this colored route where you can follow along on the floor. But if you walk on that one of those train station, and then on your right hand side there's this oden shop, sushi shop, ramen shop, and you just like, oh, you forget about those colored lines and be like,
You have to keep your mind
What?
focused, people. Come on.
yeah. You have to keep yourself focused. And that train station is almost the same size as a mall.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really huge. It has more than one floor. In fact, like the central Shibuya train, just in front of the crossing with the Hachiko in it.
Yes. I
Super
remember that
big.
one. And my friend told me that they told me this one story where they couldn't find any help from the passerby because it was during the very busy hours and everyone
Oh, yeah.
was busy with themselves.
Yeah.
So is that true?
It is very true, especially in rush hour. All the time I was in Japan, I tried to avoid traveling between 4 and 7
PM.
in the afternoon, PM. Because one of those times will be the rush hour, around 5. 5 is the heaviest, no, not 5. Starting from 5 to 6:30, that's the heaviest rush hour in Japan. And when that happens, you don't want to be in the wrong lanes. One, you don't want to be in the wrong direction
Because no one would help you.
because no one will help you. And thing is that in Japan, if you have, for example, same yellow or green colored line, they can go for this direction or this direction.
Right.
Now, to get into one of these directions, you sometimes have to climb up the stairs, walk all the way, and then end up with somewhere.
Wow, that's a lot of walking.
That's
That's-
sometimes it can go up like 20 minutes walk just to
Wow.
get to the other side. So you obviously don't want to get in the wrong line.
Or otherwise you will end up in the wrong place.
You end up in the wrong place. That's why ask a lot, bring a map, yeah. If you're in Japan, it's okay. They know you're a tourist. Bring a map. Ask the conductor or ask the officer in the station. It's okay.
Can they help us if we don't speak Japanese?
You speak basic English, they'll understand. Yeah. And also pay attention to all the signs. around you.
Signs, right.
Seriously, especially when something happens, like emergency. I'm talking emergency, not as in like earthquake. I experienced 7.2 earthquake when I was in Japan.
Yeah, that's another story.
That's another story.
Authentic Japanese earthquake.
Yeah? Authentic earthquake. I've experienced it all in Japan. I only haven't experienced that it got
Yeah,
struck
please,
by
please
Godzilla.
tell us about that one.
Especially when the when the train's route change. For example, if there's something wrong, yeah, in the line, and the company would have to stop that line and would have to not remove, what do you call it? Redistribute the other lines. You have to follow instructions.
Right.
Otherwise, you will never get to where you go.
As Indonesian, we don't. Perhaps as Indonesian, we don't actually pay a lot of attention to this kind of thing. But believe me, in Japan, that's
You
a
will
big
need to,
deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. In the airport, in everywhere, in public places, in public transportation, always be ready for any consequences. Japan is very safe, and they are very methodical.
Yes,
So
right.
when something happens, they expect all of them to be methodical, just like Japanese.
Right.
Even if you're not Japanese, you are expected to be methodical as well.
You have to follow the instruction
You have to follow
properly.
the instruction properly. You can't just like, I'm a foreigner. No.
You can't do
Stay in the
that.
line.
They had that kind of people actually. That actually one of the culture we've been talking about.
Yeah.
The culture of lining, wait for something.
Yes.
You must not cross the line.
Even if the sky is about to fall, you still have to stand in the line.
Have you seen the movie Shin Godzilla?
Yeah.
That's see, there's literally a monster in the middle of the city and
They still have to stand in line, yeah.
you have to stand in line to save themselves.
Exactly, yeah. That's what it is. That's how it is. I cannot tell you that's enough because in simulation they try to do that. Exactly. Always follow instruction. Always follow instruction. That happens everywhere. So that's that's the fun of traveling in Japan.
Okay. I think I have one last question. Have you experienced any unpleasant experience while you were traveling in Japan?
I've mentioned that I was mugged earlier.
That sounds pleasant.
Sounds kind of okay.
Sounds pleasant. That sounds okay.
No, not really. No, everything was fine. Everything is nice. It's just very rigid. Yeah, if you are there for vacation, you just have to follow rules. Not like whoa,
And don't try to be weird. One row.
Relax, yeah. Also, if you are a big anime fan, if you are otaku, yeah, leave your otakuness at home.
Be real, people.
Be real. Yeah. Be civilized. That's the most important.
Be civilized.
Yeah, be civilized. Don't
Otaku is civilized.
don't talk to Japanese people just like the way the people in anime talk. That's a big no-no.
That's big no. They don't talk that way.
Masako. No. Don't do that. Hontou desu ka?
What if I talk like
Doku ni
characters in JoJo? Like you do this?
Especially not.
No.
Especially not. No. They expect you to be as polite as they can, and they'll talk to you politely. If they talk to you in English, they'll be like, good morning, Abe-san. Do you have a good sleep? That's how they talk. And I would be like, thank you very much. I slept very well last night.
Right.
After I finish my meal, I will say, "Gochisousama desu."
Thanks for the meal.
And they will say like, "Arigato desu." That's very simple. It's not like in anime, "Arigato desu." "Ami-san." No.
You were talking about new anime.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. What do I want?
That kind of thing you only find in new anime, not in the old anime.
No. Even the way people talk in doramas. In Japanese
It's
doramas.
different.
It's also different with daily talk. Yeah.
Right.
There are some things that they call I don't know. In dramas they tend to overact of everything like.
And the way they behave according to their blocking is so different with real life scenario, right?
Exactly. One more thing though, Japanese people love their culture, so don't mock their culture,
Right.
and respect their culture. And here's the thing, they will also respect you if you are able to tell them about your culture. They will be astonished of your own culture. So just tell them anything about it. If you're from Scandinavian country, you have a distinct culture, tell them about it. Japanese people will be like, what? Really? Amazing.
Sugoi desu ne.
Sugoi desu ne. I remember this scene. I was eating breakfast in my friend's house, right? And the TV shows about a new shop that just opened in Shibuya, and they opened some fusion Chinese food.
Oh.
Okay?
And then?
One of the menu that was featured there was sweet and sour chicken.
Ayam masak manis.
Yeah,
Chicken, right?
Which we, get a lot of them in Indonesia, right? And they were like, is it possible? Is it really? Can you eat chicken with sweet and sour? Does that make any sense? And then they show that video and that horse eating and like, wow, now I wanna try. I never understand sweet and sour get together.
Right.
And I was like, seriously?
Seriously, we have a lot of that.
Yeah. But that's the thing, because they are always welcome to everyone's culture. I asked them, how can a burger that is German and then made famous by American end up in one of those Japanese list of cuisines? How can a burger can be Japanese? Because they say like, we are Japanese. Everything that is good, we take. Everything that we don't like, we throw away. So that's why they have mayonnaise in their food.
Right.
That's why they have curry rice on their food.
And basically all the fried fried food
Yeah,
comes
all
from
the
Western countries.
Exactly, all the agemonos, the fried ones, and the namban, where the
Right.
stews, the sukiyakis. They are basically from Western.
The fried bread.
Yeah, fried bread, everything. Japan is very open to culture, and they're respecting other cultures as well, and they are easily fascinated by culture. So if you tell them about your culture, they will love it. I promise.
Even I have a
Seriously.
friend who is currently selling tempeh in Japan.
Yeah, and
He is tempeh overlord now in Japan.
well, you can say that about it. So, yeah, those are things that I can say about Japan. If there's any other question, I'll be happy. I'll be.
Do you have any more questions? Otherwise, we can wrap things up.
No?
No, okay.
It was fun. We had a lot of questions.
We had a lot of fun. We have a lot of questions. We talked about a lot of things: food, toys, cultures,
Yes.
visas, paperwork,
Mhm.
and so on and so on. And so basically, you have to prepare a lot of things, especially those related with the paperwork,
Yes.
because you don't want to be deported, sent back to your country
No,
because
no.
one small mistakes.
Exactly.
And be attentive to the cultures, because
Yeah.
if you respect local cultures, people will respect you.
Yeah, think about it as it's a pilgrimage.
It's a
journey.
pilgrimage. It's
Yeah?
a journey.
It's a journey of your life. You really want to visit this country, so of course prepare everything the best you can. Behave the best
Behave.
as you
Do your homework. Do the research.
Exactly. Yeah.
Find out what the do's and don'ts.
Find out also interesting spots other than I mentioned. There's a lot more explorations to do. There's a lot more interesting places in
Right.
Japan. A lot more of the places that I wish I would get in when I was in Japan, but you know,
Yeah.
it can be yours.
Yeah. And one important thing: the real life Japan is different with the Japan portrayed in anime. So
Exactly. Yeah. So forget
that's a
about
big
that love
point.
hotel. Yeah.
That's-
Forget that love hotel.
Forget that love hotel,
Unless you have to.
unless you have to, and
Then it's Mr. Jojo's
if you
responsibility.
can last that long.
Hey.
Hey, come on. They brought it up, not me.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's all for today. Thank
Fair
you
enough.
very much. Thanks for tuning in. See you again next time. Goodbye.
Bye. Malam ini. Chicken raksak.
Cut. Dia orang nanya terus tuh ini soal
Oh, iya.
hotel gak digubris sama Edwin tuh. Oh.
Astaga.
Love hotel.